Hey, it's Tony with lidl.doodle. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Shortly after I did my kitty ink pot video, I hopped on and I did another order from so-and-so. And this time I have a handful of different brands, and then I have a few kitty ink pot as well. So I am so excited to share these with you because they are so much fun. First, though, I will share, I grabbed this Hiroko dip pen, and it's got a brush nib, which I haven't been able to find. And so I saw that so-and-so had it, I grabbed it, but I will admit that when it got here, I dumped this out of the box, and then I was shaking the box, waiting for the little brush nib to come out. And it was one of those moments where, like, when I realized, oh my gosh, you guys, this is plugged in right here, I felt kind of silly. So anyway, I did grab this. I have not played with it yet, but I'm super excited to, and I will probably make that part of my journaling plan tonight. So I will update you, but I was excited to find that. All right, so the first thing, and this, I am totally freestyling this video. I wasn't even planning on doing it tonight, but I had a little bit of time and I thought I would just jump on and do it. So here we are. This first one, how do we say that? How do we want to say that? Fanyantan Looming. And I just got a smaller sample of this. I got 3 smaller samples because the little bottles that we like so much, the inks that I got in the smaller samples weren't available in that bigger size. I will say one thing I've noticed about this order compared to my last order is those 5 ml bottles are not inked consistently or filled consistently. So like one looks like it's only about maybe 2/3 full, and the other, you know, there's a couple that look super full. Anyway, it was just kind of, I noticed that as a difference from the first order I did. But let's see, maybe I'll try to write it up here. I went ahead and did this ink haul just because as we are going into the holiday season, I knew that I was not probably going to be ordering much for myself in the way of stationery and inks and pens. So I wanted to get one last order in before I just start focusing on everybody else. Okay, the next ink sample is the same brand. I have no idea how to say that, so I'm just going to go ahead and swatch it. It is a pretty bright yellow. I did swatch these already in my Midori that has the cream colored paper. I will show you that so we can look at the differences. This is the Aerofil notebook that has the whiter, brighter paper. And this is my ink spoon from Fountain Pendulum that I absolutely love. And I hope that I see them at the next pen show, that I can get another one, because it's so cool. Look at that. I just love it. Anyway. So I'm not going to rate the brand name again. I will just put it right in here next to it. Okay, one more small sample, and then we get to our little pots. This one is Hosea Ink Studio Narrow Leaf Cattail, and it is, all of these inks are fun. And what you're going to notice is some of them go down looking one color, and then when it dries, it's like, whoa, unexpected. So when I picked them online, I didn't really have a rhyme or reason. I just wanted a wide variety. I wanted some more kitty ink pots, but I also wanted to try some of the other brands that so-and-so had. So that's why I grabbed a handful of just colors that I thought looked cool online. And then, you know, as always, you get them in person and sometimes they look a little different. And so that has been fun to kind of see the variations. And if you hear clicking in the background, I'm not sure if it'll make any noise, but Doug's playing like Battlefield or something in the office, but he has his headphones on because I always make him either leave or put headphones on when I'm recording, because even though he watches my videos, it's like there's some kind of like performance anxiety or something. It's kind of silly. All right, so this is Li Ming Ink Studio, and it is Butterfly. When I went to check on my order, and I couldn't remember what I ordered. And so I was looking through the list and I went, why did I buy 2 bottles of this? So if you remember my last order, they sent me an extra bottle of something by accident. And in this order, I ordered 2 bottles of Butterfly. So I'm gonna make sure that I do a lot of painting with this. Maybe I'll even take it to school. And I will have to take a picture of a recent project I did with my kids at school. It was a symmetrical flow, kind of like a monster creature. It wasn't ink monsters, but because some kids didn't do monsters, but we made a whole like bulletin board of them, and it is so much fun to look at. I'm so excited. Okay, the next color is Hibiscus Purple, and this is from Collection Tracide. There's no E at the end. And I just love these little bottles. They're so handy. And I think, actually, if I remember correctly, I saw that you can purchase the empty bottles from their store. I don't know that I would, I mean, I might do that if I was already doing an order, right? Because you pay a lot for shipping from Australia. And I just realized I put a K here. Oh, that's a G. I know that I tend to make a lot of mistakes in my videos, and I think it's just I get to talking and sharing, and then I get a little spacey. It happens, right? Okay, moving right along. We have Ostrich Ink Cape Jasmine, and I actually believe that is what is all over my fingers right now, because I was playing with these a little bit earlier today. Normally I'll try to kind of map out the colors that I'm swatching so that they're like kind of complementary on the page. This one, I just pulled all the ones that weren't ink kitty pot, or no, kitty ink pot, I had that backwards. And I'm doing those ones as just a little group, and then I will do all the kitty ink pot ones together. I really like this yellow. I like this one too. This one would probably be too light, I'm thinking, to write with, but these kind of brownish yellows are very much my jam right now. All right, last one before we get to the kitty ink pot ones. This is another Hosea ink, and it is Gardenia. None of these are shimmer, but you're gonna see some really cool shading when some of these dry. And I haven't done swatches of all of these on this paper yet, but like I said, I'll show you the other Midori paper, and I was really impressed. Like, it was cooler than it looked like online. You can kind of see already, like, it goes down brown, but there's like some hints of some like greenish blues back there that I think are going to be super cool. And this narrow tail, cat tail, did I write that right? Yeah. Oh, no, it's narrow leaf. Oh my gosh. I made another mistake. Surprise. All right. I'll fix it later. This is our first kitty ink pot, and it's the farewell poem of Yesterday. I just really love their inks. And I think like once I've done maybe a couple, I don't want to say a couple more, but like I feel like I have a good sense of the kitty ink pots, which ones I actually really love and want a bottle of. I haven't decided on that, so I don't have any bottles yet, just these little tiny baby bottles, which is enough for right now. But I'm like, if I put one in a pen, I would probably want to make sure that if I really love it, I would get a bottle of it so that when I ran out of this, I would have more. That got a little awkward at the end, writing sideways and upside down. All right, so the next one, I'm gonna just pop in the little mystery ink they sent me. And this one is a lot more fun than the last mystery ink, so I was really thankful for that. It's always fun to have something cool that you get as a surprise. I just think that's a super pretty kind of tealy color. All right, and we have one more row to go. Looks like I'm actually going to have enough room on one page for all of these, which is cool. This one is Sailing to Greet the Moon. And I don't want to call out favorites yet because I have not seen this one on this paper, which is kind of fun. We'll see it together for the first time. But on the Midori paper, kind of liked it, you guys. It was pretty cool. And I decided that, so California Pen Show's in a couple months, and we're going as vendors, like I've said, so I can't plan to go down there and like be how I am when we go just as shoppers, because I don't want to spend all the money that we will potentially make. So I'm gonna come up with a plan, like what do I really want? I really am kind of gravitating towards this maker of glass dip pens that I saw at San Francisco and before, and I was too intimidated. But the more I have seen his work, I'll put a picture on the screen if I can find a grab to put up there, because they're pretty fantastic. Still wanting to see about getting a Schoen monarch nib. It's kind of a grail thing. Okay, the next one is A Certain Peach Tree. Pay attention to how this goes down, you guys. This is fun. If it does what it does on the Midori paper on here, you're in for a little treat. Anyway, so yeah, I want to do a monarch nib, and of course I will get my usual Carolina Pen Co. purchase and a Zodiac pen. And I might look at getting another Maverick. I love the Maverick pen I got. I'll show you, hold on. A little side quest here. Look at this. It's just so pretty. It makes me so happy. I love this shade of blue, and it just makes me so happy. So I really love their work. I might snag another one of those. Okay, back to the ink. This, A Certain Peach Tree. So when I first put this down, like I immediately had this thought of, oh, they mislabeled this. This isn't, why would this be called A Certain Peach Tree? All right, last ink up. This is Caressing the Pale Moon. I feel like some of their ink names are a little dramatic. That's fun though. And I love how the spoon like creates the weird little blotches and just variations. I think it just is very kind of loose and just kind of fun. All right, so there are my new inks from So and So, and we're going to let them dry and then also compare them to the Midori paper. Okay, we are all dry now, so let's take a closer look. There is the looming. That's got some pretty shading. There is that one. It actually dried darker than I expected, so I still don't know if I'd put it in a pen. Well, maybe a broad, right? And then there's the narrow leaf cattail. I tried to fix it. There's the butterfly. Oh, that's pretty. The hibiscus purple. Cape jasmine. Gardenia. A little unexpected yellow in there. Farewell poem of yesterday. Love that. Check out that mystery ink. Like, thanks so-and-so for sending me such a fun mystery ink. I love that. And then there's the Sailing to Green the Moon. Wait, that doesn't sound right. No? Sailing to Green. Oh, greet. Oh my gosh, I wrote green. Greet the moon. Oh, this is a hot mess. Sorry, guys. All right, a certain peach tree, which it went down pretty gray, and I don't know if it's showing up. There's a lot of purple and teal in there. That's really fun. And then Caressing the Pale Moon, and that is that. It's kind of a light peachy color, but it's got like green shading there. So that's fun. But let's take a quick look at the Midori paper comparison. So I organized it that here were the kitty pot inks. Oops, sorry, kitty pot inks here, and then all the other ones over here. So I'll kind of try to hold them side by side. We'll see. So there's the narrow leaf cattail comparison right there. There's that yellow, pretty close. There's the looming, darker on the lighter paper. There's the butterfly, and then the hibiscus purple, definitely more purple on the white paper. And then where do we need to go to? Okay, so now we can go the pale moon, and then the poem of yesterday. Definitely like it better on the white paper. And then the mystery, definitely it's fun on both. And it could be because I did different types of swatching too. Like there's more ink on the white paper. And then finally, let's see, that's awkward. The Sailing to Greet the Moon. I actually like it better on the Midori paper because it kind of has this fun like variation there. So anyway, all right, so that is my little ink haul from so-and-so with all my little misnames and mistakes. Which one is your favorite? That's what I'm curious about. I'm digging all of them. Like if I had to buy, I probably wouldn't buy a bottle of this. That would be off the table right away. Probably wouldn't buy a bottle of this because I have some bright yellows. But I'm really liking the rest of them. This looks a little bit light, and this one looks a little bit light in the writing sample, as well as I could see this one being a little light. But I really love all of these inks, and I am just so excited I found this company, and I think they're great. And coming from Australia, again, like I said in my last video about this company, it was really actually unexpectedly fast. So I was very happy to get woken up this morning by the mailman because I had to sign for it, which was kind of interesting. I didn't have to sign for the last one, but this one I did. So anyway, I would love to hear, what do you love on this list? Do you have others that you have or know about? And then just also as a side note, I am really trying to lean into doing more videos this winter, just because, you know, there's just so much in the world that is trying to suck the life out of me, that it brings me a lot of joy to sit here and talk to the internet and play with inks and pens. And so if there are certain videos or things that you'd like to see, or ink collections or colors, or video ideas that you have, I've got, a big list, but I'm always up for suggestions and things that I can do, because and I'm going to put a link to this podcast, because if you've got an hour and a half in your life, I've already listened to this podcast 2 times in like 4 days. It's so deep and it's so thought-provoking, and I'm going to order like both of the books that are mentioned in this, and his most recent one. He's a poet and a professor, and he talks about, like, his recent book is about creativity in like midlife and beyond, like as you're getting older. And it really spoke to me and brought me to tears a few times. So anyway, I'm gonna share that love, because Mel asks us to share her podcast with people we love. So I'm just gonna put it out there, internet, and maybe you will listen to it once or twice or whatnot. So anyway, okay, I've yapped enough. Thank you for sticking around, and any questions, put them in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Thanks.